going to hang up this phone, and then I'm going to show these people what you don't want them to see. I'm going to show them a world without you. A world without rules and controls, without borders or boundaries. A world where anything is possible. Where we go from there is a choice I leave to you.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering, and it looks like Twitter has already sabotaged Elon Musk's buyout. We knew that this was a possibility, the quote-unquote poison pill that could have been activated, and it looks like, at least right now, that's been the case. You could see, early this morning, Steelbrook wrote, Twitter is expected to counter a Musk takeover. The company appears intent on trying to fend off the billionaire's bid to buy it in a deal that could be worth $40 billion. Twitter was expected to unveil its counterattack against Elon Musk as soon as Friday by putting in place a corporate maneuver known as a poison pill, according to two people familiar with the company's plans who are not authorized to speak publicly. The strategy would aim to slow or block Mr. Musk's $43 billion bid to buy Twitter. Looks like they've done it. We've got all the details of that. After a quick word from this video's sponsor, Keeps. Huge shout out to this video's sponsor, Keeps. Keeps is a subscription service that focuses on making it easier and more affordable for men to treat their male pattern baldness. 2 out of 3 guys will experience some form of male pattern baldness by the time they're 35 years old. Keeps offers clinically proven, research-backed treatments to stop hair loss and improve hair growth. In addition to clinically proven treatments, Keeps has an award-winning all-natural thickening shampoo and conditioner system. Hair loss stops with Keeps. To get 50% off your first order, go to keeps.com/thequartering or click the link in the description. That's KEEPS.com/thequartering. Now, the details of how Twitter's poison pill would be designed were not known, well, we now know. On Thursday, Mr. Musk announced his intentions to buy it. Well, as of right now, Twitter board announces poison pill measure to block a Musk buyout, a significant problem for Musk's hostile takeover. Twitter's board of directors has issued a new shareholders' rights plan to block Elon Musk's proposed buyout offer, a major setback to the billionaire's efforts to take full financial control of the company. This is via The Verge. The plan was adopted following an unsolicited, non-binding proposal to acquire Twitter. The company's board of directors noted in a press release announcing the change. This maneuver, known in the finance world as a poison pill, blocks hostile takeovers by giving certain shareholders the right to purchase more stock if an outsider attempts to seize control. The plan strongly suggests that Twitter board intends to fight Musk's bid to take ownership of the company, as previously reported. Twitter CEO Praj Agarwal had previously told employees at the company that they were still evaluating the offer. The board also detailed in the plan in a filing in the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, although filing was not available as press time, that plan will remain in effect for 1 year. On April 4th, the SEC filings revealed that Musk had accumulated a 9% stake in Twitter, becoming the company's largest shareholder. Musk then accepted and abruptly backed out of his seat in the company's board. As a board member, Musk would have been restricted to acquiring no more than a 15% share of ownership. Then yesterday, Musk filed with the SEC his offer to take over the company. Musk criticized the possibility of the board action against the deal yesterday, saying it would be utterly indefensible not to put an offer to a shareholder vote. Musk said in the SEC filing, where he announced his hostile takeover bid for Twitter, that he would need to reconsider his position as a shareholder if his offer to acquire did not succeed. Musk has not articulated his plan for Twitter, but it's widely believed to involve loosening the platform's moderation policy, which has become a source of conflict in the recent years. In the interview at the TED conference in Vancouver, Musk said his primary motivation was to preserve Twitter's position as a free speech platform. Twitter has become the kind of de facto town square. Musk told the crowd, "My strong intuitive sense is that having a public platform that is maximally trusted and broadly inclusive is extremely important." Well, yeah, I mean, I tend to agree with that. But it's not quite that simple. Now, this isn't them, essentially saying no, but you'll see a lot of the reaction here. Twitter is hoping to frustrate Elon out of his offer by imposing roadblocks like a post-offer poison pill. This is a defense tactic. Three likely outcomes. 1, Twitter ends up in a shareholder derivative suit for breach of fiduciary duty for not evaluating the entire deal. 2, Twitter is, quote, in play, meaning the board has to execute a sales process to find the highest bidder. Or 3, Elon launches a proxy battle and teams up with other major shareholders to take over Twitter, a more traditional hostile takeover approach. If you're a Twitter board member, you're going to have a lot of sleepless nights. Obviously, you could see a lot of people, talking about the top, the corporations looking to protect themselves. It's interesting. I don't think it stops his takeover attempt. Essentially, Elon could still make his move. And in fact, I'm not sure if he has tweeted yet, but if we look at the varying, everybody's covering this a little bit differently. Let's see if Elon has said he certainly could buy more shares, right? You see yesterday, he hasn't, and by the way, I'm sure he expected this to happen. Last night he talked about, how it would be a titanic issue. The current Twitter board takes actions contrary to if the current Twitter board takes actions contrary to shareholder interests, they would be breaching their fiduciary duty, which means they have a duty to maximize shareholder profits or returns, maximize shareholders' investments. And it doesn't look like that's going to be the case now. How is the stock reacting? Not very much. I would argue that, if you look at it, it's actually gone up a little bit. If we look at the stock, it's down 1.6%, but this in futures trading looks like it could be spiking. It's difficult to know. Yesterday, the past 5 days, though, it's gone down 5%. The past month, up 32%. So I think all this turmoil is really more like, what's driving the Twitter stock from, fluctuating. It's down almost 2% today. It could still, but there's also other people who are interested in actually making an offer to Twitter based on what I've seen. And it's actually nuts. You look at this article on the Daily Wire, another buyer working on possible bid to buy Twitter as Musk tries to take over. Another buyer is reportedly working on a potential bid for Twitter as entrepreneur Elon Musk is trying to buy the entire company with a massive $43 billion bid. Private equity giant Thoma Bravo is working on a possible bid for Twitter, setting up what could be a rival to Elon Musk's offer for the social media giant. The New York Post reported it's not clear what Thoma Bravo might bid or when it would present the offer to Twitter. The firm has an internal team working on a potential transaction. Do they have that kind of money? I don't know. One source told the Post that the company, which already owns other tech firms, was making a push to buy Twitter, while a second source said the newspaper also said, quote, "You're not far off." Asset manager Vanguard Group also recently upped its stake in the social media platform, and it's now the company's largest shareholder, bumping Mr. Musk out of the top spot. The Wall Street Journal reported this. Vanguard disclosed on April 8th that it now owns 82.4 million shares of Twitter, or 10.3% of the company, according to the most recent publication filings with the U.S. SEC. Musk gave a TED Talk on Thursday where he addressed the matters involving his attempt to buy the company. In case you are not successful in that the board does not accept your offer, you said we won't go higher. Is there a plan B? There is, Musk said while smiling. When asked what it is, Musk said he would have to discuss that at another time. $40 billion sure could go and create one heck of a competitor, except it doesn't necessarily solve a lot of the issues that alt tech has to face. Getting on the App Store, and again, there's so many free speech absolutists that are delusional about if Elon buys Twitter. Very little will change. That's, I suspect very little will change. It's not like he's going to allow people spamming the N-word, or, well, they already do that, I guess. It's not like they're going to allow rampant transphobia. He'll probably keep most of the rules in place because it's not like he wants a mass exodus. I do think it's hilarious though that, you know, for the past 3 years, the free speech people, which bizarrely are on the right nowadays, have been trying to make alternatives, whether it's Parler, Getter, or Gab, or, you know, countless others, while the left has spent all of its time trying to shut it down. You know, there was a period of time in which Parler trended all the time, every day on Twitter. Trump's Truth Social, which he doesn't even use, trends on Twitter all the time because they're obsessed with stopping anything else succeeding. But now they need a place to go, and they don't have one. If Musk buys Twitter, first of all, even if there was a place, as I've said from the beginning, no one's leaving. You might get like one high profile, two high profile people. They're not the people that matter to Twitter. It's the 20 million people that follow them. If 80 million people would have left Twitter after they banned Trump, it'd be a shell of its former self. It would be trading at $5 a share. But they didn't. They all stayed. And when they banned Alex, and when they, you know, it's like everyone keeps saying this is the final straw, and then no one leaves. I'm using it less and less these days, really just as a way to DM people I know. By the way, if you're on Twitter, I pinned a tweet. I'm trying to get a hold of Bobby Portis. He's one of my favorite basketball players, and he loves bowling. And I want to set up a bowling tournament to raise money for his mom's foundation, which works to help single moms. Something I can get behind. So, you know, if you like this, and tell Bobby to take a look at it. I know he reads his Twitter, so maybe we can get his attention. Anyway, there'll be a lot to cover. I'm sure Elon will have something to say about this. And we're definitely going to get into another wild day of news. Just wanted to get this out to you. I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, make sure you click that red subscribe button down below. Just, that would be an awesome favor. Like, I know you might have to create an account or whatever, but if you made it this far in the video, or if you're just listening, pick up your phone and make today the day you subscribe. I do probably 5 to 6 videos a day, and you won't usually find them in the search algorithm. I hope you enjoyed again, and we'll talk to you again real soon.